Hello, my friend. I'm truly happy you decided to spend these next few minutes with me. Before we begin, I want you to take one slow, gentle breath and let your shoulders relax. There is no pressure here, no race to win, and no expectation to be perfect. This is your quiet moment to pause and reflect. Sometimes, all we need is a little reminder that life doesn't have to feel so heavy. Today, I want to share a simple idea that has the power to change the way you see your goals forever. Have you ever looked at your dreams and felt overwhelmed before you even started? Maybe you want to become healthier, learn a new language, improve your career, or simply become a happier version of yourself. The dream itself isn't the problem. The problem begins when we imagine that we have to reach the finish line immediately. We see the entire mountain instead of the next step, and our mind quietly convinces us that the journey is simply too difficult. So instead of moving forward, we stay exactly where we are. The truth is that meaningful change almost never happens overnight. We live in a world that celebrates dramatic transformations and overnight success stories, but real growth is usually quiet and invisible. It happens during ordinary mornings when nobody is watching. It happens during small decisions that seem too insignificant to matter. Every great achievement you've ever admired was built one small action at a time. The extraordinary is almost always created by repeating the ordinary with patience. Imagine planting the tiny seed in your garden today. Tomorrow, you won't see a giant tree standing there. In fact, for many days, it may look like absolutely nothing is happening. But beneath the soil, something incredible is taking place. Tiny roots are spreading deeper into the earth, preparing the plant for future growth. Your habits work exactly the same way. Just because you cannot see immediate results doesn't mean your efforts are wasted. Progress often begins where your eyes cannot see. Many people stop because they expect instant rewards. They work hard for a week, step on the scale, or check their progress, and nothing seems different. That disappointment makes them believe their effort was pointless. But success isn't built by one impressive day. It is built by hundreds of ordinary days connected together. Every small action becomes another brick in the foundation of the life you want to create. Brick by brick, day by day, your future quietly takes shape. I once met an elderly gardener who taught me a lesson I will never forget. Every morning, before the sun became too warm, he watered the same young tree with great care. One day, I asked him how he stayed motivated when the tree hardly seemed to grow. He smiled gently and said, "I don't water the tree because I expect to see growth today. I water it because I believe today's care becomes tomorrow's strength." His words reminded me that faith often comes before visible results. Think about learning something completely new. During the first few days, you may feel slow and uncertain. You forget words, make mistakes, and wonder whether you're making any progress at all. But every lesson teaches your brain something new, even when you don't notice it. Eventually, one day you'll realize you're doing something that once seemed impossible. The transformation didn't happen overnight. It happened because you kept showing up when the results were still invisible. One of the biggest mistakes we make is waiting to feel motivated before taking action. We tell ourselves that we'll begin when we feel inspired, energetic, or confident. But motivation is unpredictable. Some mornings it arrives easily, while other mornings it disappears completely. If your progress depends on motivation, your journey will always stop whenever your feelings change. Instead, let your habits become stronger than your emotions. Build routines that carry you forward even on difficult days. Start with something so small that your mind has no reason to resist it. If you want to read more, promise yourself just one page. If you want to exercise, begin with 5 minutes of walking. If you want to meditate, sit quietly for 60 seconds. These tiny actions may not seem powerful, but they accomplish something much more important than immediate results. They teach your brain that you are someone who keeps promises to yourself. Every promise you keep builds trust within yourself. Confidence doesn't magically appear because someone compliments you or because you read an inspiring quote. Confidence grows from evidence. Every completed habit becomes another piece of evidence that says, I can rely on myself. The more evidence you collect, the stronger your self-belief becomes. Eventually, keeping your promises feels natural because you've practiced it hundreds of times through small daily victories. Imagine placing one drop of water into an empty bucket every single day. The first drop seems meaningless. The 10th drop still doesn't look impressive. Even after 100 drops, the bucket may appear nearly empty. But eventually, there comes a moment when the bucket begins to fill quickly. Your daily habits work the same way. Each small action adds another drop to the life you're creating. Alone, they seem insignificant, but together, they become unstoppable. There is another powerful shift that can completely change your mindset. Instead of asking yourself what you want to achieve, begin asking yourself who you want to become. Do you want to become someone who reads every day? Someone who takes care of their health? Someone who stays calm during difficult moments? Every small habit becomes a vote for that new identity. Each choice tells your mind, this is the kind of person I am becoming. When you think this way, your habits no longer feel like chores. Reading a page isn't simply about finishing a book. It's about becoming a reader. Taking a short walk isn't only about burning calories. It's about becoming someone who values health. Writing one paragraph isn't just about completing a project. It's about becoming a writer. Identity creates consistency because your actions begin matching the person you believe yourself to be. Your environment also plays a much bigger role than you might realize. If healthy food is easy to reach, you'll naturally make better choices. If your phone is always within arm's reach, distractions become almost impossible to avoid. Success isn't only about having stronger willpower, it's about making good decisions easier and bad decisions harder. Small changes in your surroundings can quietly guide your daily behavior without requiring constant effort. Of course, there will be days when life becomes difficult. You'll get tired, you'll become busy, you'll miss a workout or forget your morning routine. That's perfectly normal. Progress isn't about being perfect every single day. It's about refusing to let one missed day become a reason to quit entirely. Missing once is simply part of life. The important thing is choosing to begin again as soon as you can. Imagine climbing a long staircase toward the top of a hill. If you stop to rest on one step, you haven't returned to the bottom. You're still much higher than where you started. The same is true for your personal growth. One difficult day doesn't erase months of progress. One mistake doesn't define your future. Every new morning offers another opportunity to continue climbing exactly where you left off. Please remember that your journey doesn't need to look like anyone else's. Some people grow quickly, while others take longer. Some flowers bloom early in the spring, while others wait until the warmth of summer. Neither flower is failing. They're simply following their own season of growth. Your timeline belongs to you alone. Comparing your progress to someone else's only distracts you from appreciating how far you've already come. So today, I don't want you to think about changing your entire life. Don't worry about next year or even next month. Simply ask yourself one gentle question. What is one small action I can complete today? Maybe it's writing one sentence, taking one short walk, drinking one extra glass of water, or reading one page before bed. Choose something simple, complete it, and celebrate that quiet victory. One day, perhaps months or even years from now, you'll pause and look back at the life you've built. You'll realize that it wasn't one giant decision that changed everything. It was thousands of tiny moments when you chose to keep going instead of giving up. Every small choice mattered. Every ordinary day carried you a little closer to the person you dreamed of becoming. Those little steps, repeated with patience, quietly transformed your entire life. Thank you for spending these moments with me today. I hope you leave this conversation feeling lighter, calmer, and more hopeful than when you arrived. Be patient with yourself, trust the process, and remember that every great journey begins with a single step. Keep showing up, keep believing in your future, and never underestimate the incredible power of one small action repeated every single day. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep moving forward, one gentle step at a time.